According to Fernandez Nieto, during the COVID-19 lockdown, domestic violence in Mexico has increased between 30 and 100%. I consider this a topic of extreme relevance because this is not a matter of a recent trend. It is a matter for concern over the last couple of years. Additionally, I know the stories of several women who have been either sexually assaulted or affected by a behavior that exhibits misogyny. As someone who lived in Mexico for 17 years and has connections with females that are concerned and worried about the increasing femicide rates, I think I can offer credible information in this topic. Femicide rates have increased during the COVID-19 lockdown in Mexico. I will be discussing the causes behind the increasing femicide rates. Additionally, I will be suggesting ways in which the government has tried to address the situation but received criticism for it. And also, I will be suggesting ways in which women have raised their voice and protested and called for governmental intervention. Some of the primary reasons behind the overwhelming increase in femicide rates correspond to domestic violence and organized crime. In Mexico, women are subject to both domestic violence and organized crime threats. Domestic violence represents the primary cause behind increasing femicide rates. According to the Secretary of Government in Gajon, a governmental report recently suggested that in the month of April, as you can see in this graph, 21,722 calls were made reporting domestic violence. But not only that, as you can see in the graph, from January to March, nearly 7,000 additional calls were made reporting domestic violence. Also, an article of El País written by Reina, Galindo, and Arroyo suggested the stories of several women who were either sexually assaulted, murdered, or persecuted by their male couple. Several of these stories ended up in the assassination of women or women having to seek refuge in a safe place away from their couples. However, drug cartel activity also represents and contributes to the increasing femicide rates. An InfoBay statistic published in an article in 2020 suggested that 63% of femicides in Mexico between March and April were related to some sort of drug cartel activity. Sadly, from my personal experience, I can suggest to you all that the local police found between April and July 3 women dead bodies in my city. In fact, in the street where I used to live when I was in Mexico. Eventually, these bodies were reported to be involved in some sort of drug cartel activity. Now that I have communicated some ways and some causes behind the increasing femicide rates, I will move on to share some of the roles that the government has played, the criticisms that the government has received, and ways in which women have protested and called for governmental action. As a result of this social justice issue, the national government tried to launch a program that implemented several measures to help women facilitate reports for domestic violence. As suggested by Almazan, the national government implemented several measures to facilitate the reports of domestic violence. The National Civil Council launched a program that helped women report domestic violence through secure phone lines, private chats, assistance from psychologists, assistance from lawyers, and also safe places away from the perpetrators of women, and also assistance through follow-up of the case. Another measure that the government launched according to Versa and was highly criticized was a method called a countdown to 10 that invited the couple, women and men, to count down to 10 and take a deep breath in order to avoid a confrontation. I know you all may think that this is absurd, and this is what exactly many women thought about this program. The program was criticized due to its ineffectiveness, its absurdity, and stupidity. As a result, many women began to seek justice on their own, and they organized protests and several strikes that called for governmental protection. As you can see in this video from the New York Times and according to an NPR article, several women gathered in the capital of Mexico, but not only there, it was a nationwide protest held one day after International Women's Day. On March 9th, women didn't go to work, didn't go to school, and didn't go to do their daily activities in what they called a 24-hour day strike called A Day Without Us. This was to protest and represent and symbolize how it would be to live in a world without women. The government and other people supported the women's action for this particular protest. From my personal experience, I can also tell you all that several women gathered in front of the municipal government office in my hometown city. Women began to sing a song that has become a link between all women around Latin America. This song represents and embodies the way that women are being treated, are being killed, and how they are feeling insecure because of these femicide rates. Now that I have communicated the effects of this social justice issue, let us review the entire cause-effect relationship. Femicide rates have increased in Mexico during the COVID-19 lockdown. Domestic violence, along with organized crime, have had a significant impact in increasing femicide rates, particularly during this COVID-19 season where women are being at home most of the time and there's no security that oversees their safety. Women have protested due to the ineffectiveness of several programs launched by the government. Therefore, I think this is a matter of establishing a culture of respect. It is time for us to help women end this period of time where they are being seen as inferior and help them see social justice by raising our voices and help them be protected.